Good afternoon and welcome to today's Peach Belt Conference doubleheader between Francis Marion University and Augusta University here on the campus of Francis Marion University. We're in the Griffin Athletic Complex on the field at the FMU softball stadium here in Florence, South Carolina. Perfect day for softball, right around 80 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. As these two teams battling for positioning, trying to get into the conference tournament, which is at the beginning of next month. Just 8 games left for Francis Marion or rather 10 games left in the conference regular season. And as of right now, they are in 8th place at 3-7. Augusta at 1-11. Starting lineup first for the visiting Jaguars, leading off as the center fielder, Savannah Gabriel. Batting second and playing left field, Kelsey Hunter. Batting third and playing third base, Olivia Biles. Cleaning up is the shortstop, Meredith McClendon. At second base and batting fifth, Lauren Prescott. First baseman, Bella Fernandez hits sixth. The designated player, Lydia Hausman, hits seventh. Catching and batting eighth, Megan McCook. And in right field, it's Reagan Norfleet. She will hit ninth. And in the circle for Augusta this afternoon, right-hander Morgan Hunter. For FMU, leading off is the shortstop, Taylor Johnson. At third base and batting second, Angela Buccilli. Batting third and doing the catching, Chelsea Welty. Cleaning up is first baseman Jessica Harney. Right fielder Danielle Kirkson hits fifth. Second baseman Jamie Harney in the sixth spot. Designated player Jenny Pollock will hit seventh. Center fielder Carson Parker hits eighth. Left fielder Taylor DeLeon hits ninth. And in the circle, sophomore right-hander Caitlin Ellard, 15-6 on the season, a 2.51 ERA, making her 30th appearance and 22nd start in her first season at FMU. And her first pitch is low. For ball one on Savannah Gabriel. The season, Ellard, third in the conference with 15 wins, a 15-6 record. Second most appearances in the conference. This is her 30th. Fourth most starts. This is her 22nd. Third most complete games. She has 18 so far. Third in the conference with 174 strikeouts. A strikeout to walk ratio of better than 4.5 to 1, or nearly 4.5 to 1, I should say. And is striking out nearly 8 batters per 7 innings. And she has quickly fallen behind here. 3 balls and no strikes to Gabriel. The leadoff hitting center fielder, a senior. Gabriel out of Evans, Georgia, hitting 182. Augusta 6-28 on the year, 1-11 in conference play. FMU 24-15 overall, 3-7 in the Peach Belt. As Eller delivers a strike. Coming into today, these two teams deadlocked in the all-time series. Each team has won 32 contests. They split a twin bill here in Florence around this time last year as Ellard issues a free pass to start off the afternoon as Gabriel was aboard with a 5-pitch walk. Brings up the left fielder, Kelsey Hunter. Today's umpires, it is Kenneth Hopkins behind the plate, Chuck Heinbach at first, and Steve Truckenbrode over at third base for the first game. That trio will rotate around for game number 2. And that one gets by Chelsea Welty as Hunter was pulling back a bunt. And so Gabriel will head down into scoring position over to second base. A pass ball on Welty. This bunt try has popped up, and it'll harmlessly hit the dirt as Welty made a sliding effort at it, but came up a little bit shy. Did not hang in the air long enough for the senior backstop to have enough time to get to it. Patriot defense in the outfield looks the same as it did on Saturday against Flagler. Taylor DeLeon in left, Carson Parker in center, and Danielle Kirkson in right. Angela Buccilli at third, Taylor Johnson at short on the left side of the diamond as this one is bunted back toward Ellard, and it gets past her and Buccilli, and it's a bunt single for Hunter as Ellard looked like she was going to make the play and then backed off. I believe she was called off by the third baseman, Bucilli, who was pinching in, expecting the bunt, but neither one of them was able to make the play on it. And so Augusta, with runners on the corners, nobody out for Olivia Biles, who's hitting .205. Rounding out the rest of the Patriot defense on the right side of the infield, it's the Harney twins. Jamie at second, Jessica at first, and forming the battery with Eller today is the catcher, Chelsea Welty. So here's Biles with 2 on and nobody out here in the Jags half of the first. Runner from first will go to second eventually. Stopped almost halfway. And I don't know why, but she seemed to tentatively take second base, but eventually does get there. Augusta doesn't run a lot. This one is popped up the third base side. Bucilli makes a diving attempt at it. Can't quite get there. And it's a foul ball and a strike on Biles. So a leadoff walk, a pass ball to get the runner to second, a bunt single to get the runner to third, and then a stolen base to get Hunter to second, and 2 in scoring position right away for Augusta. Good pitch from Ellard there to get ahead of the count on Biles, a freshman who is hitting .205 in the season, 1 homer, 8 runs batted in. This is Augusta team that doesn't run a lot. They have stolen 14 bases in 24 attempts. So that stolen base moments ago is not necessarily something that we would expect to see that often. It was the first stolen base for Hunter this season, and what was also her first attempt. Eller deals to Biles. Just missed on the outside part of the plate. Biles, a freshman from Jackson, Georgia. Just 1 senior in the starting lineup for this young Augusta group. Features a lot of sophomores and juniors in the lineup. Just gets a piece and fouls it off. This Augusta offense for the season hitting .201 collectively. They have scored 98 runs in 34 games. Average of 2.9 per contest. Both of those marks are at the bottom of the conference. The team has struggled to score runs, although they did put up 27 a week ago in one of their twin bill victories over Virginia State in some non-conference action. And they have won 3 out of their last 4 coming into today, despite carrying an overall record of 6-28. Count still 2-2 on Biles. Gabriel at third, Hunter at second. This one's popped up back toward Eller at the circle, called off by Bucilli, makes the catch. And the runners have to hold. Big first out for Ellard as she tries to escape early trouble. And brings up the cleanup hitting shortstop, Meredith McClendon. McClendon leading, or at least tied for the team lead in several different categories for Augusta. Team best .312 batting average. Tied for the team lead in doubles, home runs, and runs batted in. 7 doubles, 3 homers, and 14 RBIs as she cuts through one there. McClendon, a junior from Valdosta, Georgia, played 29 games in 2 seasons at Georgia Southern before transferring to Augusta. Another swing and a miss. For strike 2. Both of these teams coming off of walk-off wins in conference action on Saturday. Both teams split doubleheaders. FMU here at home against Flagler and Augusta at home against USC Aiken. Patriots came into the bottom of the 7th inning of that second game against the Saints on Saturday, down 2-0. But rallied to tie it, and then Taylor Johnson, the school's all-time leader in walks, drew a walk with the bases loaded to bring home the winning run. And it was McClendon, who's at the plate now, had the game-winning hit on Saturday for Augusta in the bottom of the 7th inning to give them a walk-off victory over USC Aiken, their first conference win of the season, as Ellard strikes her out, went with the off speed for her first strikeout of the afternoon in the second out of this inning. And it'll leave it up to the second baseman, Lauren Prescott. But that walk-off victory, a walk-off single by McClendon, scored Biles to give the Jaguars their first Peach Belt Conference win. And now that they've won 3 of their last 4, we'll be looking to grow up the standings and make a late charge for one of the final spots in the conference tournament. The top 8 will qualify for the conference tournament first weekend in May in Dahlonega, hosted by University of North Georgia, currently ranked 3rd in the country. Did have the top spot in the nation earlier on this spring. Ball and a strike on Prescott. The only Jaguar other than McClendon hitting over 300, hitting 302, leads the team with 16 runs scored. She has homered 3 times and driven in 11. And Eller ahead now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looking to get out of what was at one time second and third nobody out jam. But a pop-up on the infield and then a strikeout. Have her a strike away from dancing out of trouble. Couldn't get Prescott to bite. FMU as a team carrying a 3.21 ERA into play today. 8th out of the 11 teams in the conference. This one's cued on the right side. Jamie Harney bobbles it for a moment, flips to her sister Jessica, and they just get Prescott at first base. So Ellard walks the first batter, then gives up a bunt single, but she retires the next 3 and escapes without allowing a run. The Patriots coming up for the first time against Morgan Hunter in the bottom of the first in a moment on the Patriot Sports Network.
Your Francis Marion Patriots shortstop number 1, Taylor Johnson.
Taylor Johnson leads off for FMU in the bottom of the first, the senior shortstop out of San Diego. And the first pitch her way is a called strike from junior right-hander Morgan Hunter, 3-14 on the season for Augusta. 18 appearances, 17 of which have been starts, 11 complete games. It's allowed 117 hits and 97 in the third innings as Johnson flies this one down the right field line and caught in foul ground by Reagan Norfleet for the first out. 57 strikeouts to 25 walks for Hunter. Opponents hitting .291 against the junior out of Richmond Hill, Georgia. Now Angela Buccilli, the third baseman, takes a strike. Buccilli comes in hitting .268. 11th best on-base percentage in the conference at .454. Has drawn 28 walks so far this season. Tied for second most in the conference. Takes one on the edge there. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Buccilli, the senior transfer from Coastal Carolina University. Part of this senior-laden top of the lineup for FMU. Ground ball right at the first baseman, Fernandez, who takes it to the bag herself. 2 up, 2 down for Hunter here in the bottom of the first. Brings up Welty. Defense for Augusta in the outfield. Kelsey Hunter in left, Savannah Gabriel in center, and Reagan Norfleet in right. Olivia Biles at third. Up the middle, it's shortstop Meredith McClendon and second baseman Lauren Prescott. Bella Fernandez at first, and Megan McCook is behind the plate doing the catching for the junior righty Hunter. Welty hitting .286. The senior out of St. Helena, South Carolina. The top 4 and 6 of the top 7 in the Patriot lineup are all seniors, with freshman Danielle Carrickson in the 5 spot, the lone exception among seniors, who will be playing their last home doubleheader in just 10 days, as Welty is called out on strikes. So a 1-2-3 bottom of the first inning for Hunter, and we go to the second scoreless between the Patriots and the Jaguars on the Patriot Sports Network. Top of the second, it'll be Bella Fernandez to lead it off for the Jags. Fernandez, Hausman, and McCook, 6, 7, and 8. Coming up for Augusta, coached by Melissa Brocato. Assistant is Evan Smith. Brocato in her 21st season at the helm of Augusta. Of course, Stacey Valley, head coach for the Patriots, assisted by Stephanie Bagwell. Caitlin Ellard back to work. First pitch swinging is popped up out into shallow left. Johnson, the shortstop, ranges out, makes the play. Retire Fernandez. 1 pitch, 1 out for Ellard here in the top of the second. Brings up the designated player, Lydia Hausman. Hitting 164 on the season is Hausman, the junior. Career 5 for 11 against the Patriots, including a home run and a double. Takes one a little bit in from Ellard here. Ellard in 153 and 2/3 innings this season, she's allowed 138 hits, 174 strikeouts to just 40 walks. And opponents hitting just 239 against her. She gave up a walk and a bunt single last inning. Augusta had second and third with nobody out, but a pop-up strikeout and then a ground out. Got Ellard out of that jam, and then FMU went down in order in the bottom of the first. So Ellard has set down 4 straight since that bunt single, and immediately that comes to an end as Hausman knocks one out into shallow center for a 1-out single. Second hit for Augusta so far, and they have 1 on with 1 out for the catcher, Megan McCook. McCook, sophomore out of Grovetown, Georgia. Just 2 players from outside of Georgia on the Augusta roster. Right-handed pitcher Courtney Brown is out of Aurora, Colorado. Could potentially see her in a relief role or as the Game 2 starter for Augusta. And then reserve catcher CC Castillo is out of Miami. Everyone else hails from the state of Georgia on this Jaguar team. Mentioned in the first inning, Augusta does not run a lot. Only 24 attempts all season coming into today, 14 of which have been successful, but they did steal a base in the first inning. This one is popped back toward the mound. Ellard got her glove to it but couldn't catch it, but Welty is there to pick it up and fire it to first to get the out. So McCook is retired. Hausman gets down to second. They're in scoring position with 2 away for the 9th inning right fielder, Reagan Norfleet. Score that one 1-2-3. Off the pitcher's glove, right to the catcher, and then over to first. Norfleet hitting 114, 3 runs batted in on the season. A 2-out RBI opportunity for Augusta here. They could not take advantage in the opening inning with runners in scoring position. Strike on the inside part of the plate from Ellard to even the count at a ball and a strike. FMU will hit the road for its next 6 after today. Doubleheaders at Columbus State on Saturday and then Georgia Southwestern on Sunday. This one's fouled back. And they will make up the doubleheader that was supposed to be played at UNC Pembroke last week next Tuesday up in North Carolina. And then return home for Senior Day, April 20th against Lander. That'll be the final regular season games for FMU. Conference tournament May 3rd and 4th as Ellard gets a swing and a miss and an inning-ending strikeout. So second strikeout for the Francis Marion sophomore right-hander. And then once again, a runner is stranded in scoring position for the Jags. No score after an inning and a half here in Florence on the Patriot Sports Network. Jessica Harney will lead off for Francis Marion here in the bottom of the second. Went down in order in the first against Morgan Hunter. It'll be Harney, Carrickson, and then Jamie Harney here in the Patriots second. And Harney sends this one out into shallow left field, and it's going to fall in front of the Augusta left fielder Hunter. And on the first pitch, Harney singles to become the first FMU base runner of the afternoon. A leadoff single here in the bottom of the second. Harney now 5 for 8 against Augusta pitching. Last year in the doubleheader here in Florence, she went 4 for 7 in those 2 games with 3 home runs. There's a bunt from Carrickson. Biles, the third baseman, comes over to scoop it up and fires it to the covering second baseman Prescott. So the sacrifice works to perfection for FMU to get Jessica Harney into scoring position. She's at second with 1 out for her twin sister, Jamie. The Harneys out of Hopewell Junction, New York. Second season here after transferring from the junior college ranks. This one's cued the other way, and it's down for a base hit for Jamie Harney. Jessica is held at third base. A good piece of hitting going the opposite way by Jamie Harney. And so both of the Harneys have singled in the inning. And they're both on for one of the other seniors on this FMU roster, designated player Jenny Pollock. Pollock out of Quincy, Illinois. And there's today hitting an even 200. Johnson, well, I guess got a piece of it according to the home plate umpire. And now Pollock will have a chat with her head coach, Stacy Valley, who comes to meet her roughly halfway between the third base coaching box and the plate. So after going down 1-2-3 in the first, FMU threatening with 2 hits amongst the first 3 batters here in the second to try to strike first. This season, win scoring first. FMU is 18-4. A strike. They throw down, or they at least faked a throw down to second base and just fired it right back at the pitcher as Harney was going. Jamie takes second. And we have a timeout for a shoe relacing for the third baseman Biles. So Jamie Harney picks up the steal. This one's flown out into shallow left, and coming on and making the catch right near the line is Hunter. So Pollock is the second out. Runners have to hold. And now I'll take a 2-out hit from Carson Parker to break this scoreless deadlock. It's the 4th steal for Jamie Harney, by the way, as Parker takes it wide. So it's Jessica Harney at third, Jamie Harney at second, and sophomore center fielder Carson Parker at the plate. Carson out of Newton, North Carolina. Slashes it the other way, base hit. In to score comes Jessica Harney. Jamie is held at third, and Parker comes up with a clutch 2-out knock to give Francis Marion a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. So the slap hitter does exactly what she was looking to do. And so Carson Parker collects her 7th RBI of the season to bring in Jessica Harney. Jamie Harney now at third. And it's sophomore left fielder Taylor DeLeon now at the plate out of Somerville. Next one that misses. Parker will take second. Stolen base is with runners on the corners, and the teams have taken advantage of just taking the extra base as the defensive team doesn't want to risk a throw to second and the runner from third breaking for the plate. So that's how we've had all 3 of the stolen bases so far in the first 2 innings. 1 for Augusta and 2 for FMU. For Parker, it's her 5th, as Leon fouls that one off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 Patriots looking for more. They've already gotten 1 clutch 2-out hit from Parker to give them the lead. See if Leon can follow suit. First, she'll foul one into the dugout and ricochet off the back of the dugout, and I think might have hit one of the FMU players hanging over the railing. I think that was Carrickson. He got hit on the ricochet. Luckily, hitting off the back wall appeared to take a lot of the sting out of it. This one's lined down the left field line. That's a fair ball. It's going to get 1 run in. Also coming in to try to score is Parker, and she is safe. It looked like the home plate umpire was about to call Parker out, but then calls her safe. DeLeon ends up at second on the throw. It's a 2-out, 2-run single to the opposite field, so both of the slap hitters at the bottom of the FMU order, Parker and DeLeon, come through with 2 outs, and it is now 3-0 Patriots. A good aggressive send there by Coach Valley as Parker gets around the tag of the catcher McCook.
Up to the dish for the Patriots shortstop number 1, Taylor Johnson.
And now back to the top of the order, Taylor Johnson. Next one outside. Johnson fouled out to right her first time up, bounces this one sharply to short. But the play is made by McClendon, and the inning is over with the Patriots strike for 3 2-out runs. RBI single for Parker, 2-run single for DeLeon, and FMU leads Augusta 3-0 after 2 on the Patriot Sports Network. Kaylin Ellard will be pitching with the lead for the first time this afternoon after FMU strikes for 3 in the bottom of the second. She'll be facing the top of the Augusta lineup, Gabriel, Hunter, and Biles. Ellard, the 5'10 sophomore out of Cary, North Carolina. First year here at Francis Marion, transferring from Division I University of Massachusetts Lowell. And she has been the Patriot ace this season, 2.51 ERA and 15 wins so far, as that one is bunted foul for strike one on Gabriel. She walked her first time up, got as far as third base, but was left stranded. Augusta has left 3 runners on base in the first 2 innings, all 3 of them in scoring position. And they so far are 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position in this contest. Ellard gets a strike. 0-2. Down and away on Gabriel. 182 average at the start of play today. That walk back in the opening inning was her 16th of the season. That is the most on the Jaguars. Chopper foul. Perfect day for some afternoon softball here in Florence. Not a cloud in the sky. Temperature right around 80 degrees. This one's flown out to center. Carson Parker drifts back a few steps, but makes the play with relative ease to retire Gabriel to start off this third inning. That'll bring up the left fielder, Kelsey Hunter. Hunter 1 for 1 with a single. Also stole a base, her first steal of the season. Hunter, senior out of Guyton, Georgia. Had a rip, but came up empty. Hunter transferred from Agnes Scott College, although this is her 3rd season at Augusta. She's an all-conference performer at Agnes Scott in 2016. Helped lead her team to the conference tournament title and a appearance in the Division III NCAA tournament. Now in her 3rd season with Augusta, hitting .224. Or 2nd season, I should say, with Augusta, hitting .224. One ball and 2 strikes on Hunter. Slashed foul. The start of play today, FMU 8th in the PBC standings. Augusta 11th. Another foul by Hunter. Team's fighting for positioning the Patriots with a couple of wins today against Augusta. Would move up a spot into 7th. They would pass UNC Pembroke, who is playing today, but playing non-conference. They're playing Winston-Salem State. That one's upstairs. The Braves took game 1 against Winston-Salem State 6-3. Second game to begin shortly up in Pembroke. A little bit low from Ellard, and Hunter putting together a heck of an at-bat here. Fouling off several 2-strike pitches and just now running the count full. Here's the payoff. Popped up, and Angela Buccilli will come in a few steps from her position over at third base to make the catch, and so Ellard wins the lengthy battle with Hunter to keep her off the base paths. And has an opportunity to set down Augusta in order here in the third for the first time today. Miles popped up her first trip. Came to the plate with second and third with nobody out. Ellard got her to pop up, McClendon to strike out, and Prescott to ground out to escape that without any trouble. Also stranded a runner in scoring position in the second, and then FMU got her a 3-run cushion to work with their 3 2-out runs in the bottom of the second. Ellard falls behind 2-0, although that one did not appear to miss by much. Patriots 17-6 at home this season, while Augusta still searching for their first road win, 0-12 on their travels. Bounce to Bucilli, makes the play, and it is 3 up, 3 down for Ellard in the top of the third. Francis Marion up 3-0 after 2.5 here in Game 1 of today's Peach Belt Conference Twin Bill on the Patriot Sports Network. Angela Bucilli leads off here in the bottom of the third for the Patriots. Bucilli grounding out her first time up. The top of the Patriot order went down in order in the first, but the middle and bottom of the order came through with 3 runs in the bottom of the second inning. So Francis Marion with the lead, and when they score first, they have been hard to beat this season, 18-4 when scoring first in 2019. Bucilli to be followed in this inning by Welty and Jessica Harney. 2, 3, and 4 hitters in Coach Valley's lineup here for Game 1. FMU down the stretch here playing a lot of teams that are around them standings-wise, as that one is bobbled by the shortstop McClendon, and Bucilli will be safe. So the Patriots have the leadoff runner aboard for the second consecutive inning. It's an error by McClendon. First error on either side. That'll bring up Chelsea Welty. So FMU in 8th place right now in the conference. Augusta 11th. Fouled off by Welty. Over the weekend they play Columbus State, who's up in 3rd, but then Georgia Southwestern, who is just ahead of them in 6th place, and then their final 2 doubleheaders will come against UNCP, who is currently in 7th, just ahead of FMU, and Lander, who's just behind FMU in 9th, as Bucilli got caught about halfway in between 1st and 2nd, and they will tag her out. I don't know if Bucilli changed her mind or if her secondary lead was just a little bit too aggressive, but she is caught and thrown out. So the error is erased, and now the bases are empty with 1 out. Ball and a strike on Welty at the plate. Lines one foul down the right field line. So Bocelli caught stealing 2-6-3 for her second time this season. Caught stealing. She's 13 out of 15 now. Leads the Patriots and is fifth in the conference with those 13 steals. FMU with 2 steals in that second inning, but caught on their third opportunity of the contest. Welty takes one just inside. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout her first time. That's the lone strikeout to this point for Hunter through her first 2 1/3 innings of work today. Welty flies this one into left field, and hardly having to move is Hunter. 2 down. Now Jessica Harney, 1 for 1, single and a run scored.
Number 23, Jessica Harney.
Harney takes a strike. 2 for 3 against Hunter, combined with her single today and what she did against Hunter last year when these two teams played, including hitting a home run off of Hunter last year. One of the 3 homers that she hit on that day in that twin bill, which the Patriots and Jags split, I should say. Already down to the count here, 0-2, trying to keep the Patriots from sending the minimum to the plate for the second time in 3 innings. But that is exactly what happens as Hunter gets an inning-ending strikeout, her second of the afternoon. So the Patriots get a runner on an error, but are unable to do anything with it. After 3, it's 3-0 FMU on the Patriot Sports Network. We move to the 4th. Middle third of the lineup coming up for Augusta. Francis Marion with a 3-0 advantage. McClendon, Prescott, Fernandez, that 4-5-6 trio for Augusta here in Game 1. They have so far left 3 runners in scoring position through the first 3 innings. Against Patriots sophomore righty Caitlin Ellard, facing Augusta for the first time. Puts the mask back on. And is ready to dig in to face McClendon for the second time. McClendon 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Back in the first, lines this one sharply into left field. A solid base hit for McClendon to start the 4th. Third hit now for Augusta as they have the leadoff runner on for the second time so far today. Now second baseman Lauren Prescott will dig in. She's 0 for 1 with a ground ball.
Now for Augusta, number 3, Lauren Prescott.
And that one appeared to hit Prescott, and it did. And so the first 2 are aboard now for Augusta here in the 4th inning. Just like they had in the first, they got a walk and a single in that inning. In this inning, a single and hit batter. First and second, nobody out. Bella Fernandez, the first baseman, coming to the plate. Fernandez is 0 for 1. She popped up her first trip to the plate this afternoon. And has an opportunity here to help Augusta chip into the 3-0 FMU lead as it's rolled foul. In case Augusta is thinking along the lines of a sacrifice, none for Fernandez this season. That one's fouled off. Looked like it might have hit the top of the mask of Welty on its way to the backstop. Strike 2 on Bella Fernandez. Fernandez, a sophomore from Elberton, Georgia. Ellard's strike 2 pitch. A little bit off the plate. One and two on Fernandez. Ellard was very close there, it appeared, to picking up her third strikeout of the afternoon. And that one was pretty close as well, but the count is even now. On the right-handed hitting Fernandez, entered the day hitting a .161, 3 runs batted in. Couple of doubles amongst her 10 hits so far. She's got McClendon at second and Prescott at first, and fights that one off. 3 runs in the bottom of the second inning for Francis Marion so far, the only half inning in which the scoreboard has been dented. But this is now the third time in 4 innings that Augusta has threatened. It did go down 1-2-3 in the third. Another one fouled off by Fernandez. Last year, these two teams played a couple of high-scoring games. Augusta winning 13-10, and FMU then coming back in the second game of that doubleheader to win 9-6. Line drive foul down near the Francis Marion bullpen down the left field line. A single and hit batter to start the inning for Augusta. 98 runs scored, averaging 2.9 per game so far this season. They've had some good swings so far in the first few innings against Ellard, but have not been able to take advantage as of yet. It's popped up right side. Jamie Harney makes a basket catch, drifting into foul ground. The runner at second tagged, went maybe 10 feet toward third and then stopped. So a big pop-up off the bat of Fernandez. It's a first out here in the Augusta fourth. And now the designated player, Lydia Hausman, who singled to center her last time. 1 for 1. Takes one in tight. Out of the players for Augusta who have seen the Patriots before, either last year or in previous seasons, she has the best career numbers against FMU, although not facing any of the pitchers that she had faced previously, as all 3 of the Patriots pitchers this season new to the program. 2 transfers and the 1 freshman in Hemingway. Hausman is now 6 for 12, though, against FMU. Now a 2-ball, 1-strike count on the junior designated player, Lydia Hausman. FMU with 4 hits, Augusta with 3 to this point, but it has been overall more traffic on the base paths for Augusta. FMU had all 4 of their hits in that 3-run second. Ground ball out to short. Johnson will go to try to get the lead runner at third, and Buccilli is there to get the force. So a good heads-up play there by Johnson. knowing how difficult it is in softball to turn to double play. Getting the lead runner, the best idea there.
Batting for Augusta, number 25, Megan McCook.
So the fielder's choice goes 6-5, and there's 2 on with 2 out for McCook, the catcher. Prescott now at second, and Houseman at first as McClendon was the one forced to third base. 1-0 now on McCook. Bounced one back to Ellard our first time. Ellard knocked it down, kind of directed it right into the path of Welty, who threw to first for the out. 1-1. Augusta now 0 for 5 today with runners in scoring position. Another swing and a miss. So Ellard once again a strike away from dancing out of some trouble here and keeping the Patriots' 3-run lead intact here in the top of the fourth. Her 1-2, cut on and missed, and once again, Augusta will leave runners on base. They have stranded 5 through 4 innings, including 4 in scoring position, and Francis Marion leads 3-0, middle of the fourth on the Patriot Sports Network. FMU looking to add to their 3-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Francis Marion University Athletics would like to thank the following sponsors: Adidas, Circle Park Behavioral Health Services, Domino's, McLeod Regional Medical Center, Carolinas Hospital System, Ken Jackson and Remax Professionals, Pepsi, McDonald's, Marines Hospitality, including Fairfield Inn, Spring Hill Suites, and Courtyard by Marriott, Mike Rickenbach, Ford Lincoln Mercury, South Carolina Education Lottery, King Cadillac Buick GMC, McLeod Sports Medicine, the Counseling Center of Florence, Chick-fil-A, State Farm and Agent Jim Stewart, Quincy Steakhouse, Little Caesars, La Quinta Inn and Suites, KFC, Arby's, Julia Bell's Restaurant, PD Electric Cooperative, Sparrow and Kennedy Tractor Supply, Western Sizzle and Steakhouse, State Credit Union, and Zaxby's. 5, 6, and 7, Carrickson, Jamie Harney, and Pollock due up for FMU, bottom of the fourth, leading 3-0. Carrickson swinging away on the first pitch, bounces it to third, and 1 pitch, 1 out, as Biles takes care of Carrickson to begin the bottom of the fourth, bringing up Jamie Harney. Harney 1 for 1, single, steal, and a run scored.
Now to the Patriots' second baseman, number 9, Jamie Harney.
Hunter deals. Called strike. Coming into today, Hunter had 4 previous appearances, including 1 start against FMU. Had an 0-2 record and 1 save. Allowed 21 hits in 14 1/3 innings, 13 runs, although just 5 of those runs earned. Had struck out 7 and given up 2 home runs, including 1 to Jessica Harney last year. The other one that she gave up was to the player on deck, Jenny Pollock. Ground ball to the right side, ranging up the middle and making the play is the second baseman Prescott. So a couple of ground ball outs. And the first 2 Patriots are gone here in the bottom of the fourth. And now the designated player, Jenny Pollock, will climb in. 0 for 1 with a fly to left.
Number 19, Jenny Pollock.
2 for 7 now. Lifetime against Hunter. And takes a strike to begin this at-bat. Hunter looking to retire the Patriots in order, as she did in the first. Last inning, she faced the minimum, although a runner did reach out an error, but Chile was caught stealing. Got hung up between first and second. 1-1 on Pollock. Takes this one off the plate outside. Parker next, if Pollock is able to reach to extend the bottom of this fourth inning. Now 3-1. Full count as Hunter gets the call on the outside part of the plate. So 3-2 on Pollock. Base is empty and 2 down. Bottom of the fourth. Payoff pitch. Grounded right to the third baseman Biles, and 3 ground balls. And a 1-2-3 bottom of the fourth inning for Hunter. Francis Marion still leading at 3-0 as we go to the fifth on the Patriot Sports Network. Nine, 1-2, going up for Augusta in the top of the fifth. Starting with the right fielder, Reagan Norfleet. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So far, 3 strikeouts for Ellard through 4 innings. She's thrown 71 pitches, 46 of them for strikes. 3 strikeouts, 3 hits, 1 walk, no runs through 4 innings. And strike 1 here on Norfleet. Augusta left runners at second and third in the first, a runner at second in the second, and then runners at first and second in the fourth. In both of the first and the fourth innings, they got the first 2 runners on. Then Ellard recovered to get the next 3 as she hits Norfleet to start this 5th inning. Second hit batter of the afternoon for Ellard. And it's back to the top of the Augusta lineup to the center fielder, Savannah Gabriel.
Up next for Augusta, number 21, Savannah Gabriel.
Gabriel 0 for 1. She has walked and flown to center. And now flies this one into left. Starting back and now coming in is Leon, and it's going to fall in on the left field line for a base hit. Fooled a little bit by the swing there. I think she need to go back on it. But it'll drop in a single for Gabriel. Going to second is Norfleet. Both teams now with 4 hits. And for the 3rd time now in 5 innings, Augusta has put the first 2 batters in an inning on base. So far, Ellard has been able to rebound and get out of those situations without allowing a run. Can she do it for a 3rd time here in the 5th? It's a check swing foul. Ducking out of the way was the on-deck hitter Biles, and the check swing by Hunter. Kelsey Hunter, that is. The left fielder She's 1 for 2, singled and stole the base back in the first, but was left at second. And then as a part of the 1-2-3 third inning, she popped up to Bucilli. Patriots would certainly take that right now. Nice pop-up on the infield to get the first out and not have either runner advance. Allard is quickly ahead of Hunter, 0-2. This one is out towards second, and it goes off of the glove of Harney and rolls away into no man's land. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. Kind of a shallow pop-up that didn't stay in the air long at all. And so Harney was going to have to play it off of a bounce to have any chance for a play, either at first or second. But deflected it over toward the shortstop side of second base. And by the time Francis Marion got to it, all the Augusta runners were safe. And so a hit batter and 2 singles have the bases loaded for the Jaguars with nobody out for Biles. Ground ball right back toward Ellard. She deflects it to Jamie Harney. She'll go to first to get the out. She looked to second, trying to get the runner there, but her only play was to first. In to score comes Norfleet. Gabriel goes to third. To second goes Kelsey Hunter. And Biles drives in the run to get Augusta on the board. It's now 3-1 here in the fifth as Biles picks up her 9th RBI of the season. Now McClendon is 1 for 2. Second and third, 1 out as Augusta looks now to try and tie it up. Line shot right at Johnson, throw to third, not in time. Almost doubling off Gabriel at third base. Well, that one was right at the Patriots shortstop Johnson for the second out, smoked by McClendon. But Johnson in perfect position to make the play and almost getting an inning-ending double play there. But now second and third with 2 outs. Taking one outside is the second baseman Prescott. A ground out her first time up, and then she was hit by a pitch last inning. Gabriel at third, Kelsey Hunter at second. A run in for Augusta here in the fifth to cut the Patriots' lead down to 2. And the tying runs are in scoring position for Augusta. 2 balls and no strikes on Prescott. Entered the day hitting .302. Tied for the team lead with 3 home runs. He's driven in 11. Flies this one into right. Carrickson drifting back, and it's over her head. It's going to roll to the wall, and the game is tied. On her way to third, and stopping there is Prescott with a 2-run game-tying triple. Well, Francis Marion had been playing with fire a little bit in the first few innings with all the base runners Augusta had, but they had kept them off the scoreboard. But the Jaguars have now answered the Patriot 3-run second with a 3-run fifth and have the go-ahead run at third base with 2 outs for Bella Fernandez. A couple of pop-ups so far for the Augusta first baseman today. Prescott just tying it up with a 2-run triple and is the potential go-ahead run at first base here in the 5th inning. 3 runs now on 6 hits for Augusta, 3 runs on 4 hits for the Patriots. The Jaguars have made the only error for the first 4 innings and change. Fouled away. That one just past the outstretched glove of Carrickson in deep right field. She got toward the warning track there. This one is fouled away, and it'll get into the FMU bullpen with Johnson, Bucilli, and DeLeon all in pursuit. But it ran out of real estate down that left field line. There was just a little bit more foul territory there. One of them might have been able to make the play. All three were very quick to get out there. But just ran out of room. 1-2 on Fernandez. Prescott now, by the way, with 13 runs batted in, one shy of the team lead for the Jags. With that 2-run triple moments ago. Third triple of the year for Prescott. Two balls and 2 strikes with 2 down on Fernandez. Ellard toes the rubber. As the sign from Welty, fires. Called, third strike, inning over. But not before the Jaguars tie it up with 3 runs halfway through the 5th. All even now at 3 on the Patriot Sports Network. All tied at 3 now, bottom of the 5th. Here at the FMU Softball Stadium, inside the Griffin Athletic Complex. Patriots got 3 in the bottom of the 2nd. Augusta just answered with 3 in the top of this 5th inning to tie it up. And Carson Parker has one of the 2 run-scoring hits today. Francis Marion leads off. Parker had a 2-out RBI single in that 3-run 2nd. Taylor DeLeon, who's on deck, then followed with a 2-run single. Both of them slapping it the other way to perfection. And now looking to try and do so again to get something started as the Patriots look to now regain the lead. Parker ahead in the count here, 2 balls and a strike. Parker now with 7 runs batted in. Lifts this one out into right center on a line, and a catch is made by Kelsey, or rather that's Reagan Norfleet. Got the corner outfielders mixed up there. So Parker hits it hard, but this time not rewarded. 1 away for DeLeon.
Up now with the Patriots left fielder number 5, Taylor Paleo.
Leon, 2-run single, her first time up, 1 for 1. 9 runs batted in now in the season. Came into today's contest hitting .293. She's played and started in every game except for 1 for FMU this season. Tries to bunt her way aboard, and it ends up just foul for strike 2. Strike 2 pitch, and Taylor fights it off. Hunter delivers, misses outside. The off hitter Taylor Johnson waiting in the on-deck circle for Francis Marion. Patriots trying to get a base runner on 4 as Johnson, one of the best power hitters on the team, tied for the team lead in both homers and doubles. As DeLeon will again fight it off. Hits off the roof of the Patriot dugout and bounces into the crowd. I believe that's Dr. Setzler on hand to make the catch off of the ricochet. Occasionally heard him here on the Patriot Sports Network doing the basketball games during the winter and early spring. Business professor here at FMU. Good to see some of the faculty and staff and also students, other student athletes, soaking up this beautiful day and supporting the softball team here as they often do for other sports. The other student athletes do a great job of supporting each other here at Francis Marion. See basketball players at baseball and softball games and soccer players at those games, and then baseball and softball players returning the favor at basketball games and soccer games and the like. Payoff pitch is popped up out towards second base. Could be trouble, but the shortstop McClendon takes charge and makes the play. 2 down. 7 in a row set down now by Morgan Hunter. And if you take away the error that was made behind her, that would be up to 9 in a row if it had not been for that error. And that DeLeon's 2-run single in the second inning would have been the last Patriot base runner. It is the last hit that they have. It's a ball and a strike now on Taylor Johnson, getting her third crack at Hunter today. 0 for 2 with a foul out and a ground out to short. Johnson 4 for 9 against Hunter in her career with a pair of doubles, trying to get something started now with 2 outs. Trying to put FMU back on top after Augusta just pushed across 3 to even the score. Hunter trying to lock down her second consecutive 1-2-3 inning in the circle. Deals and gets a ground ball to the right side. Johnson is out, retired by Prescott, and it is back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Morgan Hunter. And we will head to the 6th inning, still even at 3 on the Patriot Sports Network. On to the 6th. It would be Lydia Hausman to lead it off for Augusta. Now looking to take the lead after tying it up 3 runs last inning. It'll be Hausman, McCook, and Norfleet. Bottom third of the order due up against Caitlin Ellard. Misses with her first offering. 88 pitches so far through 5 for Ellard. Struck out 4, walked 1, has hit a couple of batters, and surrendered 6 hits. Patriots, for their part, against Morgan Hunter, have 4 hits. And the only other base runner that she has allowed outside of the 4 hits in that 3-run second was an error made by her shortstop, McClendon. That was erased on a caught stealing anyway. So outside of that second inning, the Patriots have had almost no traffic on the base paths. Lined out toward Jamie Harney at second and just over her outstretched glove. A leadoff single for Houseman as she goes the other way for a leadoff single. Looked like Harney had a chance at it, and she might have even gotten a piece of it with her glove. But not quite, and looks like we're going to have a pinch runner here for Augusta here in the top of the sixth inning. First time today that either team has gone to their bench.
Pitch running for Augusta, number 31, Addison Renfro.
It is Addison Renfro who pinch runs here for Houseman.
Now batting number 25, Megan McCook.
Renfro, a freshman of Leesburg, Georgia. There's a bunt, and it's fouled after the screen by McCook for strike one. McCook this season has yet to sacrifice 20 as a team for Augusta. Kelsey Hunter leads Augusta with 6. The runner started to go, then stopped, then started again. Welty threw down to Taylor Johnson, who dropped it. And that allows the runner to get back over to first base safely. Well, a break there for Augusta as the indecision of the pinch runner, Renfro, almost cost them a runner. Now the runner takes off with some conviction, and she is out by a mile. A strike thrown by Welty, and Johnson applies the tag. And so this time around, the Patriots are able to catch a Renfro stealing. And the leadoff single is erased. 2-1 the count on McCook at the plate, but now the base is empty. Patriots have kept their corner infielders in tight, looking for a bunt. And this one is driven deep down the left field line, but well foul. That one had home run distance, but just couldn't keep it fair. McCook, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. She made a bid for her first home run. Did McCook. Instead, it's just a long strike. Ellard's 2-2. And it's a called third strike. So McCook goes down looking second time today that Ellard has struck out McCook. And it's her 5th strikeout of the contest. And with 2 down, the bases are empty for the right fielder, Reagan Norfleet. Popped up, foul ground on the right field line. Carrickson and the Harneys both in pursuit, but none of them really had much of a chance at it. Strike one on Norfleet. Looking ahead to the bottom of this 6th inning, the Patriots will have their 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Buchili, Welty, and Jessica Harney due up. Good part of the order. Trying to get that lead back. Heading into the final frame, but first, Ellard needs to get one more out to get to that bottom of the 6th inning. And 1 ball, 1 strike count on Norfleet at the plate, who has struck out and been hit by a pitch. Did score 1 of the 3 runs last inning for Augusta and drives this one out into left center field. That one's going to get down and it's going to roll to the wall. Extra bases for Norfleet, who pulls into second with a 2-out double. Second extra base hit for Augusta following the 2-run triple in the 5th inning by Prescott. And the go-ahead run now in scoring position with 2 outs for the leadoff hitter, center fielder Savannah Gabriel.
Now batting for Augusta, number 21, Savannah Gabriel.
She's been on twice in 3 trips, a walk and a single, also flown out to center. 1 for 2 officially with a run scored. Pops this one out towards short. Johnson drifts out, makes the catch, and the 2-out double will be stranded at second base. So a couple hits in the inning, but a caught stealing helps the Patriot defensive cause. And the game remains even at 3 as we go to the bottom of the 6th on the Patriot Sports Network.
Chile.
Angelo Buccilli to lead off in the Patriots' 6th and takes one inside. Buccilli reached on an error in her last trip but was caught stealing. That's the only base runner the Patriots have had outside of the 3-run second. In that inning, they had 3 runs on 4 hits. Singles by both Harney's, Parker, and DeLeon, but other than the error that allowed Buccilli to reach in the 3rd, they have not had base runners outside of that inning. Haven't drawn any walks, haven't had any hit batters yet. And just those 4 hits as well. 2-1 on Buccilli, who is over 2 with 2 grounders. But now ahead of the count here, 3-1. The team leader in walks with 28 on the season, tied for second most in the conference. Is 1 out of the zone away from getting on to start this inning. Pops this one straight back, and it'll hit off the roof of the press box. Out of play, full count. Now on Buccilli. Hunter has set down 8 in a row since that error. And misses just high on Buccilli. So that'll end that run. First walk issued by Morgan Hunter as Buccilli draws her 29th free pass. And the team leader in steals is on as the go-ahead run here in the 6th inning for Chelsea Welty. 13 out of 15 stealing bases for Buccilli, who was caught earlier in the game. Here's a bunt from Welty, and a good one. They will get the out on the Patriot catcher at first base, but Buccilli moves up into scoring position on the Welty sacrifice. So Buccilli now at second with 1 away in this 3-3 contest here on the bottom of the 6th. And now Jessica Harney a chance to put her team back on top.
Now batting for the Patriots, first baseman number 23, Jessica Harney.
Harney 1 for 2, single and a strikeout. Scored one of those 3 second inning runs. And fouls it back to the screen for strike 1. Jessica Harney entered the day hitting .263. Tied for the team lead in homers with Taylor Johnson with 7. Leads FMU with 30 runs batted in. Tied for 6th most in the Peach Belt. Bounces this one right back to the pitcher, Hunter, who looks Buccilli back to second, and then throws out Harney at first for out number 2. If that gets past the pitcher, then it might score Buccilli from second base because it probably would have made it to the outfield. But a nice reaction by Morgan Hunter fielding her position after delivering to the plate. And now we'll take a 2-out hit from Danielle Kerrickson to put FMU back on top. Kerrickson has hit the ball on the ground once and also sacrificed. 0 for 1 officially. They throw behind Bucilli at second. Didn't look like the second baseman, Prescott, was quite expecting it. Did a nice job to keep it on the infield. Otherwise, Bucilli might be standing on third right now. Strike on the outer edge, 2-1 on Kerrickson. Much to the chagrin of some of the Francis Marion faithful. And that one misses a little bit low to run the count to 3 balls and a strike on the freshman from Bartow, Florida. Off-speed pitch to fill the count from Morgan Hunter. Kerrickson hitting .295. She has started every game for FMU this season, all 40 of them. Only Jessica Harney and Angela Bucilli can also say that. And both of them are seniors, so Kerrickson appears to be a fixture in the FMU lineup, not only for this year, but for years to come. Having a terrific freshman season, 1 homer, 18 runs batted in, but she goes down swinging here as Morgan Hunter picks up her 3rd strikeout, and the Patriots will strand the leadoff walk out in scoring position. We're headed to the 7th, still tied to 3 on the Patriot Sports Network.
Now top of the 7th for Augusta, number 10, Kelsey Hunter.
Kelsey Hunter will lead off for Augusta, top of the 7th. 3-3 the score. Hunter, Biles, McClendon, 2-3-4 coming up for the Jags in the inning. They have doubled up the Patriots in terms of hits, 8-4. But each team with a 3-run inning, and that's it in terms of scoring. A 3-run second for FMU, 3-run 5th for Augusta. 1-1 now on Kelsey Hunter, who so far today has singled twice and popped up. She is 2 for 3. Scored one of the 3 runs for the Jaguars in the 5th. One of 2 Augusta batters to have multiple hits. The designated player, Lydia Hausman, being the other, down on the 7th spot in the order. No Patriot with multiple hits yet. 4 Francis Marion batters with 1 single apiece, all coming in the 2nd inning. They've only had 2 base runners outside of the 2nd. Both times it was Angela Bucilli, once reaching on an error and the other time reaching on a walk. 1-2 on Hunter. Hunter, a senior from Guyton, Georgia. Eller delivers. Didn't get her to chase that one up and out of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next Patriot Sports Network broadcast after today's doubleheader back to Hormel Field at Sparrow Stadium just behind us for a 3-game Peach Belt Conference baseball series this weekend between FMU and Columbus State, as Carrickson comes on to catch the fly ball off the bat of Hunter for the first down here in the top of the 7th. Game scheduled for 6 o'clock on Saturday, or 6 o'clock on Friday, I should say. 2 o'clock on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. On a senior day for FMU, honoring 10 seniors on the baseball side. There'll be 6 seniors participating in Senior Day festivities on the softball side a week from Saturday against Lander, April 20th. Biles now at the plate. She's 0 for 3. Did drive in a run with a ground out her last trip. Pops this one out into shallow left. Good range shown by Taylor Johnson to catch that shallow pop fly for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down for Ellard here on the top of the 7th, and it brings the shortstop Meredith McClendon to the plate, 1 for 3 so far today. Speaking of this weekend in Patriot Athletics, the softball schedule, as we've been going through this game, has been adjusted. Patriots are supposed to play at Columbus State on Saturday and at Georgia Southwestern on Sunday. Columbus State Saturday doubleheader is unchanged, but the battle with the Southwestern Hurricanes has been moved from Sunday at noon to instead Friday at 1. So just flip-flop the order of those. Grounded foul. So the Patriots will have 1 day in between before heading to Georgia to face Georgia Southwestern on Friday, Columbus State on Saturday, and then UNCP next Tuesday. Their final 6 regular season road games before coming home for Senior Day next Saturday, and then the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Should they qualify, if they're in the top 8, as they are right now, in 8th place, and as I mentioned earlier, they're able to sweep Augusta today, they would move up a spot into 7th, as they would surpass UNC Pembroke. Ellard could not get McClendon to bite. 1 and 2. Ellard's only other 1-2-3 inning was the 3rd, but has an opportunity to do so here in the 7th and give the Patriots a chance to walk off for the 2nd consecutive game. Out toward Harney at 2nd. We'll wait for it to bounce. Flips to 1st and safe at 1st as Jessica Harney bobbled it. And it'll be an error. The error charged to first baseman Jessica Harney, as the umpire over at first base, Chuck Heinbach, said that the runner was safe because of the bobble, even though she didn't drop it. She didn't have control of it when the runner got to the base, so therefore he ruled McClendon safe. So now each team has made 1 error so far in this game, and Augusta's 7th inning still alive for Prescott, who tripled in a pair last time. She pops this one up behind the plate, and in foul ground, Welty makes the catch. And the error does not hurt FMU, other than a couple extra pitches for Caitlin Ellard. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Patriots with a chance to win in walk-off fashion for the 2nd straight game. We'll see if they can. It'll be Jamie Harney to lead it off in the bottom of the 7th on the Patriot Sports Network.
Second baseman number 9.
So Jamie Harney will lead things off for Francis Marion in the bottom of the 7th. All square at 3. The first game of this PBC twin bill against Augusta University. Harney today 1 for 2, singled, stole the base, and scored a run in the second, then grounded out her last trip. Takes a called strike. Jamie came in today hitting .248 with a homer and 22 runs batted in. Another strike, 1 and 2. It'll be Pollock and Parker to follow. 6, 7, 8 hitters in the FMU lineup, 2 here in the bottom of the 7th as they look to secure their second consecutive walk-off victory. Good job by Harney to battle. She lines it foul, first base side. FMU has been out hit 8-4, but held the lead for several innings. This one's lined down the left field line, but that one's going to go foul as well. Harney helped spark the rally in the bottom of the 7th inning in Game 2 of Saturday's twin bill against Flagler. Takes this one outside. After Jessica Harney walked to start that 7th inning, Jamie Harney then doubled, and it was Jamie who scored the tying run in that rally, lays off the off-speed pitch, and runs the count full. The Patriots erased a 2-0 deficit and scored 3 in the bottom of the 7th inning in that contest to come back and beat currently 4th place Flagler 3-2. Harney fouls another one off. But today they don't need 3 in the bottom of the 7th. They need just the 1 to break this 3-3 tie and earn no worse than a split. Morgan Hunter into the line, 3-2. Ground ball right back past her up the middle into center field. Jamie Harney, her second hit of the afternoon, right back through the box. It's the 5th hit for FMU. Winning run aboard at first. And now Jenny Pollock. Pollock so far today is 0 for 2, a flyout and a grounder to the third base as the Augusta infielders all met out near the rubber to talk over the situation. Pollock up there trying to bunt, bunts it up the third base side. Biles will throw to first. And that'll get the winning run in Jamie Harney down to scoring position. She goes to second, so the successful sacrifice for Jenny Pollock put out 5-4 as the second baseman Prescott was covering first base with the first baseman Fernandez pinching in. If Biles had let it go, it might have gone foul. In fact, it looked like it probably was going to go foul. Well, she jumped on the opportunity, not risking that it would stay fair and end up being a hit to get the out at first base. As Carson Parker takes a strike, Parker gave FMU a 1-0 lead with a 2-out run scoring single in the bottom of the second. As Augusta head coach Melissa Brocado comes out to have a chat here with Morgan Hunter. Just a one-on-one conversation as the rest of the infielders meeting in 2 groups amongst themselves. And it looks like I thought for a moment there was going to be a change made. Maybe not. Brought water out to Hunter. It's a pretty warm day. Temperature right around 80 degrees at first pitch time today. One of the warmest days we've had so far this spring here in Florence. And so there is no change, just a quick break for Hunter to rehydrate a little bit. And so now Carson Parker will resume her third at-bat. 1 for 2 with that single. She also lined out to right center her last time up, so she has had 2 good swings. 0-1 the count. And takes one a little bit wide. Good eye there from Parker. The third baseman, Biles, is pinching in at third base with the slap hitter at the plate. Parker sent it in that direction but rolled it foul. 1-2. Taylor DeLeon has a 2-run single to her credit today. Would be next for Francis Marion. Harney starting the inning with a single right back up the middle, and then Pollock bunting her over to second. Parker another one foul down the third base side. Sent in the direction of Coach Valley. 1-2. The count remains on Parker. Sophomore moved to center field. Recent times she'd been playing one of the corner outfield spots, flip-flopping with Taylor DeLeon. She's now played all 3 outfield positions this year. Floated out into shallow left center field. It's down for a base hit. Harney is going to be held at third base. Parker trying to go to second on the throw, and she will. Parker took a wide turn at first, wondering where the throw was going. It came into the center of the diamond. And so Parker moves up to second. It's her second hit. And so the winning run is at third for Taylor DeLeon. 6 hits now for FMU. And a chance to win it, even possibly without the benefit of a hit. Takes one a little bit wide. A 2-run single back in that 3-run second, and then a pop-up her last time up. Pretty much in the same spot, 2-0. 9 runs batted in now for the sophomore left fielder. 1 more in this situation would give the Patriots their 4th conference win. A little bit of a delayed strike call there. I think DeLeon showing bunt late might have thrown things off a little bit. Time is called, and Augusta fielders once again discussing things. Leon talking with Coach Valley. So Jamie Harney is the potential winning run at third base. Carson Parker is out at second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. 3-3 in the first game of today's double dip. Outside. 3-1 now on DeLeon, and it's the top of the order. Taylor Johnson waiting on deck. It was Johnson who got the walk-off walk on Saturday to win it for FMU. And she will have the same opportunity again. Bases loaded. As DeLeon draws the second walk from from Morgan Hunter. And so the bases are loaded with 1 out. Taylor Johnson at the plate, 0 for 3 with a foul out and 2 ground outs.
Number 1, Taylor Johnson.
Johnson takes it a little bit low. Had the same situation, except there were no outs on Saturday in a tie game. And drew a walk to win it. Flies this one into deep right field, going back and making the catch for the out is the right fielder Norfleet, but it's plenty deep enough to score. Jamie Harney, and once again, Taylor Johnson delivers for Francis Marion a walk-off victory. This time a sacrifice fly to right field, and FMU wins in walk-off fashion for the second consecutive game. It's a 4-3 victory over Augusta to take game one of this twin bill. And so FMU improves to 25-15, 4-7 in Peach Belt Conference action, while Augusta slips now to 6-29 overall and 1-12 in conference play. The final line score for FMU: 4 runs on 6 hits with an error, 3 runs on 8 hits with an error for Augusta. Both pitchers will get complete games. Caitlin Ellard improving to 16-6, giving up 3 runs in 7 innings, allowed 8 hits, walked 1, and struck out 5. Losing pitcher Morgan Hunter falling to 3-15, gave up 4 runs on 6 hits with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts in 6 2/3. So 4-3, FMU wins in walk-off fashion on the Taylor Johnson sac fly to score Jamie Harney. That's how game one ends. Game two coming your way right here on the Patriot Sports Network after about 30 minutes. Stick around for more softball shortly. Just about ready for Game 2 of today's Peach Belt Conference doubleheader between Francis Marion and Augusta. Rob Lau here with you once again from the FMU Softball Stadium in the Griffin Athletic Complex. In beautiful Florence, South Carolina. Perfect day for softball here. Had about 80 at the start of the first game. Maybe a few degrees cooler, but probably not much for the start of this second game, and still not a cloud in sight as Savannah Gabriel gets ready to dig in to start things off for Augusta. Here in Game 2, the Jaguars now 6-29, 1-12 in conference, while the Patriots are 25-15 overall, 4-7 now in Peach Belt play. Lineup are pretty much identical on both sides. Leading off for Augusta is the center fielder Savannah Gabriel. Should be followed by the left fielder Kelsey Hunter and the third baseman Olivia Biles here in this first inning. In the middle third of the order, it's the shortstop Meredith McClendon, the second baseman Lauren Prescott, and the first baseman Bella Fernandez, as Hutchison's first pitch of the game is in there for a strike. The bottom third of the order for Augusta here in Game 2, designated player Lydia Hausman hits seventh. Catching and batting eighth is Megan McCook, and the right fielder Reagan Norfleet bats ninth. And pitching is junior right-hander Courtney Brown for the Jaguars. For the Patriots, it's junior right-hander Amy Hutchison who is in the circle. Hutchison is 3-4 on the season, making her ninth appearance and fifth start of the year. She's allowed 28 hits in 28 innings, 18 runs, 14 of them earned. 8 walks, 11 strikeouts, opponents hitting .255. She is a drop ball specialist. So when she is on her game, as she was against Flagler on Saturday, when she picked up her third win, the benefactor from that come-from-behind victory. She got a lot of ground ball outs. Of the 21 outs she recorded, 16 of them came from balls that were hit on the ground in that contest. So she will be looking to do the same today against an Augusta offense that came into the day averaging 2.9 runs a game. FMU winning the first one 4-3, and getting off to a good start in this one as Gabriel is called on strikes. So one batter and a strikeout for Amy Hutchison to start Game 2. Hutchison, the junior transfer, hails from Fakenham, England. Her first season here with the Patriots. Here's Kelsey Hunter. Swings and misses. Hutchison, transfer who played her first 2 seasons at a couple of different schools. Made appearances as a freshman for Eastern Florida State College. And then last year was named second-team All-Panhandle Conference while she played at Gulf Coast State College. Made 23 appearances, went 4-2 with a .266 ERA, including picking up a victory over top-ranked Chipola College, a powerhouse in both baseball and softball. Kelsey Hunter, 2 for 4 in Game 1. And she's ahead in the count here, 3 balls and a strike. Defensively for FMU behind Hutchison here in Game 2, same alignment, -1 change. In the outfield is the same, Taylor DeLay on the left, Carson Parker in center, and Danielle Carrickson in right. On the infield, Angela Bucilli at third, Taylor Johnson at short. It is Jenny Pollock at second, Jessica Harney at first, and Chelsea Welty behind the plate. So the one change is Pollock at second base instead of Jamie Harney. Those two just flip spots. Pollock was the designated player in Game 1, and Harney played second. And in this game, it'll be Pollock at second, and Jamie Harney is the Patriots' designated player for this second game. So that's the only switch, other than, of course, the pitcher with Hutchison in the circle after Caitlin Ellard got her 16th win for FMU in Game 1, going the distance, giving up 3 runs on 8 hits, walked 1 and struck out 5 Jaguars. Foul tip at the plate. Off the bat of Biles. A strikeout and a walk to start this game. Gabriel struck out looking, and Kelsey Hunter then drawing a 1-out free pass. And now 1-2 on Biles. Hutchinson ahead of the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Biles, who was 0 for 4, did drive in a run in the first game, and she just gets a piece of that one to stay alive. So back-to-back wins for FMU coming in walk-off fashion, and both of those coming with Taylor Johnson at the plate. She drew a bases-loaded walk in the bottom of the 7th inning in the second game against Flagler on Saturday to hand FMU a 3-2 walk-off win, and then in this game a sacrifice fly to drive in Jamie Harney in the bottom of the 7th inning to give the Patriots a 4-3 win to start off this doubleheader against Augusta and take a 33-32 lead in the all-time series with Augusta on the softball diamond. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Olivia Biles. Full count now on Biles. Biles, a freshman for this Augusta team from Jackson, Georgia. And she takes ball 4. So after a strikeout to start things off, Hutchinson has now walked the next 2. Augusta has first and second with 1 out for their cleanup hitting shortstop, Meredith McClendon.
For Augusta, number 11, Meredith McClendon.
Ground ball to the right side. Pollock bobbles it for a moment, and everyone's going to be safe. That bobble ends up costing the Patriots a chance to get an out there. They might have had a chance to get the runner at second if Pollock had fielded it cleanly, although it would have been a heck of a lot easier just to shuffle it to Jessica Harney for the out. But the bobble prevents that, and now 2 walks and an error have loaded up the bases with 1 out for Augusta. And there's a line drive base hit into right field off the bat of Prescott. 1 run is in, and that'll be it. As Augusta goes station to station. But a solid base hit by Prescott gives Augusta their first lead of the day. The Patriots had a 3-0 lead in game 1. After a 3-run second, Augusta tied it with 3 in the 5th. And the Patriots won it with their run in the bottom of the 7th. But Augusta has an early lead here in game 2, 1-0, and the bases are still loaded with just 1 away. And now the first baseman, Fernandez, at the plate. Ground ball out toward Taylor Johnson at short. She's going to fire it home and fires wide. So the run scores, and a second run is going to come in as well. It's a second error in the inning for Frances Marion. And Augusta is quickly out to a 3-0 advantage, and they have second and third with still just 1 out. Johnson has such a strong arm that she had the chance to get the force at home, but she threw a little bit wide of Welty behind the plate, and the senior catcher couldn't corral it allowing Biles to score, and then McClendon scoring all the way from second as well on the play. Prescott ends up on third, and Fernandez at second. So 3-0, and 2 in scoring position still with 1 out. There's a strike, so 2 walks and an error to load the bases. RBI single by Prescott, and then now a second error on a fielder's choice. That brings 2 runs in. Strike 2 pitch. Or make that strike 2, I should say. Now it's 0-2. On Houseman, the designated player. Houseman 2 for 3. Couple of singles in game 1 for Augusta. Rounds this one to third. Bacilli throws to first for the out. The runner at second darted for third, but the runner at third didn't go anywhere. Bacilli gets the out at first, allowing the runner at second base to scamper back. Patriots probably could have gotten the runner Fernandez off of second, but then there would have been the possibility that Prescott would have broken for home. So the Patriots will get the second out and take it without having Augusta getting another run in, at least on that particular play. And it's up to McCook now with 2 outs, trying to keep it rolling for the Jaguars. Hutchison deals and gets a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. One. Went fishing for 1-2. So 3 runs in on just 1 hit, a couple of errors and a couple of walks mixed in this Augusta first. A 1-2 pitch from Hutchison is bounced right back to her on the third base side of the rubber. She'll toss over to Jessica Harney at first for the out, and the inning is over. But Augusta off to a good start as they score 3 in the top of the first. Patriots will look to answer in the home half in a moment on the Patriot Sports Network. Three runs for Augusta in the top of the first. It brings FMU to the plate for the first time here in Game 2 with the leadoff hitting senior shortstop Taylor Johnson to face junior right-hander Courtney Brown. And Johnson takes one low. Rest of the Patriot lineup, Angela Bucilli will hit second. She's at third base. Catching and batting third, Chelsea Welty. Jessica Harney cleans up. She's at first base. Right fielder Danielle Kerrickson hits fifth. Designated player Jamie Harney in the sixth spot. And the bottom third of the order has second baseman Jenny Pollock, center fielder Carson Parker, and left fielder Taylor DeLeon. Courtney Brown, the right-hander, in the circle for Augusta here in Game 2 as Johnson shoots one just foul. Brown, 5'7", a junior righty out of Aurora, Colorado. As I mentioned, in Game 1, one of just 2 players on this Augusta team not to hail from the state of Georgia. CC Castillo is a freshman from Miami. So ground ball to second, and Johnson will be thrown out by Prescott to get things started here in the Patriot half of the first inning. FMU with that win in Game 1, getting to 25 wins now for the season. 4-7 in Peach Belt play, 18-6 here at home. But off to a tough start, giving up 3 runs, only one of which ended up being earned in the top of this inning as Angela Buccilli steps in. FMU just 6-11 when their opponent scores first this season. They improved to 19-4 when they themselves score first with the win in Game 1. As Buccilli jumps ahead on the count here, 2 balls and no strikes. In Game 1, 0 for 2 officially for Buccilli, reached twice, once on an error, once on a walk. And now is way ahead in the count here, 3 balls and no strikes. Defensively for Augusta, out in left field, it's Kelsey Hunter, Savannah Gabriel in center, and Reagan Norfleet in right. Get to the infield defense after the 3-0, which is a strike to Buccilli. At the hot corner, it's Olivia Biles, shortstop Meredith McClendon. On the other side of the diamond, it's Lauren Prescott at second, Bella Fernandez at first, and it is Megan McCook once again behind the plate. And ball 4 as Buccilli walks on 5 pitches. A 1-out free pass issued to the Patriots' third baseman. They have their first base runner of this game. Buccilli at first with 1 out for Chelsea Welty.
Stepping up now for the Patriots, a catcher, number 11, Chelsea Welty.
Welty rips this one into left field, but almost directly at the left fielder, Kelsey Hunter. Makes the catch for out number 2, and Buccilli has to scamper back to first. With the victory, at least for the moment, the Patriots are up into 7th place in the conference standings, a half game in front of UNC Pembroke, who will play on Tuesday up in North Carolina.
Up now for the Patriots, first baseman number 23, Jessica Harney.
Tight battle at the top and tight battle in the middle in the PBC this season. Just a little bit past the halfway point, or right at the halfway point for some teams in conference play. Each team will play 20 conference games. Everyone has played at least 10. USC Aiken has played 14, more than anyone else. As Jessica Harney strokes this one out into deep left center field, it gets to the wall. Buccilli is being waved around third base by Coach Valley, and she will make it without a throw. An RBI double to the left center field gap by Jessica Harney, and the Patriots make it 3-1.
Right fielder, number 17, Danielle Carrickson.
RBI number 31 for Jessica Harney, and it's her 8th double. As she brings in Buccilli with FMU's first hit of this second game. So they answer Augusta's 3 with at least 1, and they've had 2 line drives in a row now hit against Brown. As Welty hit it hard too. Unfortunately for her, though, she hit it right at Kelsey Hunter, the left fielder. Carrickson takes the strike. Danielle in game 1, 0 for 2. Did have a sacrifice. Bounces this one sharply to short, and it goes right under the glove of McClendon into left. Jessica Harney scoots on over to third. And the Patriots have runners on the corners with 1 out for Jamie Harney. It's already 3 errors combined between the two teams in the first inning of this contest. They each made one in game one. A couple of errors in the Patriots' defensive half of the inning helped Augusta get 3 runs, one of which was earned. Now FMU looking to take advantage of an Augusta error. They've got 1 run in so far, and the tying runs are on the base paths. 1-0 on Jamie Harney. 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, including the game winner. Came in to score on the Johnson sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 7th. The walk-off victory, and Jamie drills this one into deep left center field. This one is going to get up against the fence on a bounce. Jessica Harney's in to score. Carrickson rounding, and she will score all the way from first, and Jamie Harney ties it up with a 2-run double. So the Harney twins double trouble here in the bottom of the first. 1 RBI for Jessica, 2 for Jamie. And the Patriots have answered Augusta's 3 runs with 3 of their own here in the bottom of the inning, and still very much threatening with a runner at second and 2 outs.
Up now for the Patriots second baseman number 19, Jenny Pollock.
So Jamie Harney continues to put together a good day at the plate. That's her 3rd hit, and then this one is ripped into left center field as well by Pollock. This will give the Patriots the lead as Harney touches home. An RBI single for Jenny Pollock, and now Francis Marion has a 4-3 lead here in the bottom of the inning. So that Augusta lead sure did not last long, as the Patriots have answered quickly with 4 runs on 3 hits here in the bottom of the first. And that's going to bring the head coach for Augusta out, and she brings her lineup card with her, and this could already mean a pitching change for the Jaguars after Courtney Brown retired 2 of the first 3 she faced. But 3 of the last 4 Patriots have picked up hits, including an error. And Augusta is going to make a change. While they do so, we'll step aside for a moment here on the Patriot Sports Network. New pitcher for Augusta is a freshman, Katie Caldwell. She'll be facing Carson Parker with Jenny Pollock in first and 2 out here in the bottom of the first. 4 runs in for Francis Marion to answer Augusta's 3 in the top of this frame. Caldwell, 5'11", freshman out of Ackworth, Georgia. First pitch to Parker, a strike. He's a .585 ERA, 2-9 record, 15 appearances, 11 starts. 3 complete games as Parker slaps it out of play. He's given up 87 hits and 67 runs, 49 of which have been earned in 58 2/3 innings, 36 strikeouts, 29 walks. So a short outing for Brown, the starter. Last just 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, just one of which is earned. 1 walk, did not strike out a batter. Another foul off the bat of Parker. Off-speed pitch. Ball 1 on Parker. In this inning, FMU getting an RBI double from Jessica Harney, a 2-run double from Jamie Harney, and an RBI single by Jenny Pollock. And Parker is called out on strikes to end the inning, so Caldwell comes in, strikes out Parker to end the inning, but not before Francis Marion takes the lead. They strike for 4 and lead for 3 after 1 on the Patriot Sports Network. Reagan Norfleet, the only Jaguar not to bat in the first inning, leads off the second against Amy Hutchison, working with the lead now.
Leading off top of the second for Augusta, number 2.
So errors playing a big part in both first innings. As of the 3 Augusta runs, just 1 of them was earned. And for FMU, only 1 of the 4 runs that they scored was earned. Norfleet bouncing out to Taylor Johnson on the first pitch of the at-bat. So 1 pitch in, 1 out for Amy Hutchison. Here in the top of the second, that'll bring the center fielder, Savannah Gabriel, to the plate.
Number 21, Savannah Gabriel.
Also swinging on the first pitch, taps it to the first base or third base side of the circle. Hutchison hops off the rubber, makes the play with relative ease. 2 quick outs. Hutchison is a ground ball pitcher, the softball equivalent of a sinker baller, a drop ball pitcher. So when she is on her game, as she was on Saturday, a lot of ground ball outs for this right-hander, and she has 2 quick ones here. Bringing up Kelsey Hunter. With the bases empty and 2 outs, Hunter reached on a walk and scored 1 of the 3 Augusta runs. Hunter for the day has now reached 3 times in 5 plate appearances after picking up a couple of hits and 4 at-bats in the first game of the day. Patriots winning that one 4-3, leading this one 4-3 in the top of the second. Hutchison takes a breath, fires in the dirt. 1-2 now the count on Hunter. Hutchison deals. Another dribbler right back to Hutchison. Makes the play again easily and bounces back nicely from giving up 3 in the first. A 1-2-3 second on 3 ground balls. 4-3 FMU, middle of the second on the Patriot Sports Network. Four to 3, Francis Marion. Bottom of the second inning. Here, game 2. Patriots already 1-0 on the day. Halfway to a sweep of the Jaguars, which would have them in 7th place in conference play. They're able to take this one as well as a 9th place hitter, and left fielder Taylor DeLeon fouls one off with a bunt try for a strike. In game 1, she had a 2-run single. In that 3-run second inning, 1 for 2 plus a walk. She walked to load the bases in the bottom of the 7th, setting the stage for Taylor Johnson's walk-off sacrifice fly. The strike 1 pitch on the way from Caldwell is slapped foul down the left field line toward the Francis Marion bullpen. Strike 2. Four-game road trip this weekend. The next 6 overall on the road for the softball team. Friday at Georgia Southwestern. That moved up from Sunday due to potential bad weather in Americus upstairs. And then Saturday, doubleheader at Columbus State. Next week at UNCP for 2 on Tuesday. And then the regular season will come to an end a week from Saturday. Senior Day as FMU hosts Lander right here at the FMU Softball Stadium. We'll have that one for you right here on the Patriots Sports Network, as we will as well with the baseball series this weekend. Final home conference series for Coach Art Nabonet and the Patriot baseball team. Columbus State coming to town this weekend. Leon has to turn out of the way of that rising offering. Full count. Columbus State on the baseball side of things, ranked at a few points earlier in the season, not ranked in this latest poll. Three-two, fouled away. If he was supposed to have a midweek baseball game yesterday at Mount Olive, that one postponed due to weather. The Trojans ranked 25th in the latest D2 national poll. See if maybe the Patriots can make that one up later on as DeLeon strikes out. So 2 batters faced for Caldwell out of the Jaguar bullpen, and both of them down on strike. Scott Parker looking to end the first and gets DeLeon to begin the second inning here. Back to the top of the order, Taylor Johnson. Ground out her first at bat. And this one, had the walk-off sacrifice fly in game 1, but it went over 3 overall in the contest. Johnson now with 27 runs batted in, good for third on the team behind Jessica Harney and Chelsea Welty. Caldwell splits the plate 1-1. Caldwell's 1-1. Upstairs on Johnson, 2 balls and a strike. Taylor, 7 hits and 15 at-bats against Augusta in the first few years of her FMU career. It includes 3 doubles and a triple. And she takes a strike, 2-2. All-time leader in walks and is 1 double shy of tying the program record for 2-baggers. That record is 47, shared by 3 different former Patriots. This one slashed down the right field line by Johnson. That's a base hit. Won't be the record-tying double, though, as Norfleet quickly gets over there to cut it off before it could head down the line. But it's a 1-out single to the opposite field for Taylor Johnson. 4th hit of the nightcap for FMU. Just to finish up on that record, it is Shannon Tyson, who played here from 2006 to 2009, Janine Allen from 04 to 07, and Lori Nego from 2000 to 2003 that share the doubles record of 47. Johnson at 46 doubles in her career. Nego going into the FMU Athletics Hall of Fame. It's a part of homecoming festivities back in February. But Chile pops this one up, foul, a ball and a strike on the third baseman. Well, Chile got it started last inning, that 4-run inning, with a 1-out walk, scored on the Jessica Harney double. An error allowed Danielle Carrickson to reach. Jamie Harney then hit a double of her own, driving in 2 runs, and then Jenny Pollock brought Harney around with an RBI single. That answered the 3-run Augusta inning, in which 1 run scored on an RBI single by Prescott, and the other 2 scored on an error. Chopped to the left side. McClendon has it hit off her glove, and she will have no play. Deep in the hole over there at short. It was going to be tough for her to get it out anyway. It's a base hit for Bucilli, her first hit of the day. She's now been on twice here in Game 2. And FMU has 2 on with 1 out for Welty. And already with 5 hits in this game for the Patriots, they had 6 in Game 1, while Augusta had 8. Right now it is FMU with a 5-1 edge in hits. First one to Welty, fouls it off right at the plate. Welty hit the ball hard her first time up, but lined it right at Kelsey Hunter, the Augusta left fielder. Almost got a base the painful way there, just spins out of the way at the last moment. Good speed on the base pass for FMU with Johnson at second and Bucilli at first. Welty takes one wide. Throw behind Johnson at second. Back in there, standing up. Welty sends this one out into right center field, and Norfleet will make the catch. Johnson tagging to try to go to third. She'll make it, and behind the play, Bucilli will dive headfirst into second. Good base running there by the Patriots, both by Johnson to force an Augusta throw to third, and by Bucilli seeing that the throw wasn't going to be cut off and taking second base behind the play. So a productive out for Welty to move the runners along. And now 2 in scoring position with 2 outs for Jessica Harney, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI double. And Harney takes a strike now with a team leading 31 runs batted in this season. Has hit safely in both games now today after going 1 for 3 and scoring a run in game 1. Had a healthy cut at that one, but came up empty, strike 2. Strike 2 pitch way outside. Brings the catcher McCook out of her crouch to keep it from going to the backstop. If it had, Johnson likely would have come in to score. A hit to the outfield is most likely 2 runs here for Francis Marion. And Harney goes down on strikes. Caldwell's 3rd strikeout. 3 of the 4 outs she has recorded since coming on have been via the K, so the Patriots get a couple of hits, but will leave both runners in scoring position for 3. FMU leading Augusta after 2 on the Patriot Sports Network. Olivia Biles will lead off for Augusta in the top of the 3rd. Francis Marion in front 4-3. Amy Hutchison back to work, bounced back nicely after giving up those 3 first-inning runs, although just 1 was earned, getting 3 ground ball outs in a 1-2-3 second, in which the first 2 outs were recorded on the first pitch of each at bat. So well under 10 pitches in that second inning, I should say, for Hutchison. 1-1 on Biles, who walked back in the first, one of 2 walks, both of which came around to score in that first inning against Hutchison. Ground ball right back to her, knocks it down, throws to first in time. 3 straight batters have grounded back to Hutchison. That was the most difficult of the 3, but she knocked it down, stayed with it, and made the play. And there's 1 away for the shortstop, McClendon. Six in a row now retired by Hutchison since the error that allowed 2 runs to score. And all 6 of those outs have come on ground balls. The only out that she has recorded that didn't come on the ground was the strikeout of Gabriel to start off the game. Another ground ball over to Bacilli at 3rd, 2 down. Now Prescott, the second baseman. Prescott 1 for 3 with a 2-run triple in game 1, and then drove in a run with a single In her first at-bat in this contest, she has the only Augusta hit so far, despite them having 3 runs on the board. But 2 walks and a couple of errors factoring into the Augusta scoring in that first inning. Hutchison looking to make it back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings since that 3-run Augusta first. That one didn't miss by much. 2 balls and a strike. On the second baseman, Prescott, freshman, hitting .302, leads Augusta with 16 runs scored this year. And tips this one foul right at the plate. Prescott out of Suwanee, Georgia. Shadows starting to creep across the diamond. Ground ball deep in the hole at short. Johnson on the backhand throw, and Harney bobbled the throw momentarily. It popped out of her glove just long enough to get the safe call at first base for Prescott. The umpires for this game, by the way, home plate umpire is Chuck Heinbach. Steve Truckenbrode at first base made that call, and Kenneth Hopkins is over at third. Patriots had a play like that in game 1 as well, where Jessica Harney bobbled it but then hung on to it. But the same call was made, that she bobbled it and that therefore the runner was safe. Coach Valley talking with Truckenbrode about that call and not getting the outcome she wanted out of it. It is the second hit for Prescott in this game and 3rd of the day. A 2-out base runner for the Jags. Ends the run of 8 in a row set down by Hutchison. And Fernandez, who reached on a fielder's choice, comes up. 0 for 4 on the day now, Fernandez. It was her fielder's choice. The throwing error was made on that allowed the second and third runs to score that Augusta first inning, as Hutchison took something off, 1-1. Junior right-hander from England deals and gets another ground ball to Johnson at short. And her throw is right on the money to Jessica Harney, and the infield single, I should say, does not hurt Hutchison and company in the third. After 2.5, FMU 4, Augusta 3 on the Patriot Sports Network. Danielle Carrickson leads off in the FMU half of the third. Patriots 4, Jaguars 3. Carrickson reached on an error and scored a run back in that 4-run FMU first. Freshman out of Bartow, Florida. 41 games her freshman season. She has started them all, and she grounds this one sharply back up the middle into center field. A leadoff single for Carrickson as it just eluded the gloves of both Caldwell, the pitcher, and the shortstop, McClendon. And FMU has the leadoff hitter aboard for the first time here in Game 2. So Carrickson has her first hit of the twin bill and the 6th of this game already for FMU. They had 6 in all of Game 1 and already have 6 one-batter into this third inning here in Game 2. Jamie Harney, a 2-run double, her first trip in this game, and she has 3 hits on the day. She's also scored 3 times, 2 RBIs. Bring her season total now to 24. Now this one right back to the mound. Low throw by Caldwell is dug out by McClendon. And a collision between McClendon and Carrickson, both in some pain after that one. Carrickson is forced out at second base. She slowly got back up. McClendon has not gotten back up. And coach and trainer come out of the Augusta dugout to check on the junior shortstop, Meredith McClendon. It'll be a fielder's choice that allows Jamie Harney to reach first. She'll be there with 1 out here in the third inning as they tend to McClendon. Francis Marion University Athletics would like to thank the following sponsors: Adidas, Circle Park Behavioral Health Services, Domino's, McLeod Regional Medical Center, Carolinas Hospital System, Ken Jackson and Remax Professionals, Pepsi, McDonald's, Rains Hospitality, including Fairfield Inn, Spring Hill Suites, and Courtyard by Marriott, Mike Rickenbach, Ford Lincoln Mercury, South Carolina Education Lottery, King Cadillac Buick GMC, McLeod Sports Medicine, the Counseling Center of Florence, Chick-fil-A, State Farm and Agent Jim Stewart, Quincy's Steakhouse, Little Caesars, La Quinta Inn and Suites, KFC, Arby's, Julia Bell's Restaurant, PD Electric Cooperative, Sparrow and Kennedy Tractor Supply, Western Sizzlin Steakhouse, State Credit Union, and Zaxby's. Glendon slowly getting back to her feet. And Coach Procado coming over toward home plate. Umpire Chuck Heinbach. It's like Augusta's going to be forced into a change here. So McClendon headed back to the dugout. And it'll be freshman Addison Renfro out of Leesburg, Georgia, who will take over.
Shortstop for Augusta, number 31, Addison Renfro.
So Renfro comes in. She will play second. And Lauren Prescott will shift over to short as Jenny Pollock comes to the plate now. So Pollock with Jamie Harney at first after the fielder's choice and 1 out, 4-3 Patriots here in the bottom of the third.
Now batting for the Patriots, number 19, second baseman Jenny Pollock.
Pollock 1 for 1, an RBI single back in that 4-run Francis Marion first inning. Pollock now with 5 runs batted in this her senior season. And lines this one out into shallow center. That's going to drop in. Pollock is 2 for 2 as Jamie Harney will stop at second base. So Pollock with a couple of hits. 7 now here in this end of the doubleheader for FMU, already surpassing their total from game 1. Carson Parker scheduled to hit, but it looks like she might be pulled back, or maybe it's a pinch runner instead of a pinch hitter. It is, in fact, a pinch runner. Freshman Lindsey Burdett out of Myrtle Beach will run for Pollock at first base.
Pitch running for Francis Marion, number 14, Lindsey Burdett. And now batting the center fielder, number 2, Carson Parker.
So now Parker to the plate, Harney at second, pinch runner Burdett over at first with 1 out. FMU looking to add to their 4-3 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Fouled away by Parker, strike 1. For Burdett, it's her 6th appearance of the season. She runs for Pollock, who's now 2 for 2 in this game, 2 for 4 on the day. Strike 1 to Parker. Called strike 2. Parker struck out her first time up. 1 for 2 with a, or 1 for 2 for 3 with a single that scored a run back in the 3-run second inning of game 1. She also came around to score a run later in the game. Slapped that one foul, also stole a base. FMU got 4 in the first inning, left 2 on base in the second, and are threatening with 2 on and 1 out here in the 3rd. And Parker goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 4 for Caldwell, since coming on in relief of the starter Brown, who lasted just 2/3 of an inning.
Up now to the Patriots left fielder, number 5, Taylor DeLeon.
With 2 outs, it's the left fielder, Taylor DeLeon at the plate. Takes one a little bit, oh no, a late strike call on the outside corner, I should say. Thought it was going to be wide. 0-for-1 with a strikeout her first trip, sophomore out of Somerville, South Carolina. So Jamie Harney at second and Lindsey Burdett at first. This one is outside. Patriots have out-hit Augusta 7-2 to this point, but just a 1-run lead. FMU won the first game despite getting out-hit 8-6. One and 2. Caldwell's 1-2. Make it 2-2. Throw behind Jamie Harney out at second. Renfro was sneaking in behind from second base, but Harney was alert to it and got back into the base, standing up. Fouled away. Leon had a big 2-out, 2-run single in that 3-run second inning in game 1. Trying to come up with another clutch 2-out hit here to help Francis Marion add to a 1-run lead, just as she did in that at-bat. At that point, it was 1-0. Here it's 4-3. Full count. Runners will take off with the pitch here, 3-2 and 2 outs. There they go. All four. Load them up. So Jamie Harney will go to third, Lindsey Burdett to second, Taylor DeLeon on board now at first. After the walk, first walk issued by Caldwell. And they're loaded with 2 outs for Taylor Johnson, the leadoff hitting shortstop. Johnson a ground out and a single. 1 for 2. She came into today with the longest current on-base streak at 12 in a row for FMU, but she went 0 for 3 with a sac fly, so that streak came to an end. Now down to the count 0-2. The longest on-base streak this year for Johnson was 17. The longest for the Patriots in total, held by the on-deck hitter Angela Bacilli. She had an 18 game earlier in the year. Johnson also owns the longest hitting streak by a Patriot this season. It's safely in 15 in a row in the early part of the campaign. The last 2 times Johnson has come to the plate with the bases loaded, she has won a ball game for FMU. A bases loaded walk to walk off in the bottom of the 7th on Saturday against Flagler, and then the sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 7th inning in Game 1 today. She can't win it for FMU here, but she can help them open up a healthier advantage here in the 3rd inning, leading by 1 and looking for more. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. And Caldwell racks up another strikeout. She has 5 now in 2 1/3 innings of relief, and the Patriots will leave the bases loaded in the 3rd. They have left 6 base runners through 3 innings and hold a 4-3 lead over Augusta through 3 on the Patriot Sports Network. Top of the 4th, coming up for Augusta. Bottom 3rd of the order, Houseman, McCook, and Norfleet against Amy Hutchison.
Leading off the top of the 4th for Augusta.
She's retired 8 of the last 9, the only runner in that time. A 2-out single, infield single, last inning by Prescott. One of just 2 hits so far for Augusta through 3 innings. After Lindsey Burdett pinch ran for Jenny Pollock, Pollock re-entered prior to the inning, so she's back at second base after she was pinch run for. There was a gate open down the right field line. Now that it's closed, we can resume, and there's a little short pop-up caught by Hutchison. She's done a heck of a job fielding her position, not only today, but also over the weekend. Had a bouncer right back to her to start a 1-6-3 double play. And also caught a line drive that came right back at her for an out on Saturday. And today, she had 3 straight batters ground right back to her at one point and catches that short pop-up here to retire Houseman to begin the 4th. And there's a line shot right at Bucilli. scalded by McCook, but it's snow coned by Bucilli for the second out. Only had time to lift her glove up and hope the ball found it, and that's exactly what happened. 2 quick outs for Hutchison brings Norfleet to the plate. And Norfleet takes a called strike. 0 for 1 with a ground ball to short her first time up. That one runs in off the plate. Just about the entire field now covered in shadows, although there is patches on the warning track out in left, center, and right center. Have some sunshine. Still a perfect evening here at the Griffin Athletic Complex for this twin bill. The Patriots are looking for a sweep of the Jaguars. Already with a 4-3 victory from game 1 in their pockets. Cut and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Norfleet as Hutchison looking for her second 1-2-3 inning in the last 3. Ground ball to the right side. Pollock is there. And it is a 1-2-3 inning. After 3.5, it's FMU 4, Augusta 3 on the Patriot Sports Network. Francis Marion looking for their first home sweep against Augusta since 2014. We've had a couple of splits here in Florence between these two since then. Patriots have also swept Augusta on the road in that time frame back in 2017. Not here since 2014. 1-0 and 4-3 victories back on March 22nd of 2014 as Angelo Bucilli leads off the bottom of the FMU 4th inning. Welty and Jessica Harney to follow against Caldwell. Bucilli pops this one up right side, and the basket catch is made by the second baseman Renfro to put away Bucilli, who's now 1 for 2 plus a walk in this game. 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Brings up Chelsea Welty. Welty has hit the ball well, both of her at-bats in this game. A line out to left and a well-struck fly out to right center that advanced a couple of runners. But she has nothing to show for it. 0 for 2. Now she will have something to show for it. Base hit into left. So Welty finally rewarded for a good swing. Now 1 for 5 for the day. 8 hits now for FMU. 1 on, 1 out. Jessica Harney coming to the plate.
Patriots first baseman number 23, Jessica Harney.
Got FMU started in that 4-run first with an RBI double. And struck out last time up and cuts through the Caldwell offering here 0-1. Caldwell has fanned 5 so far in 2 2/3 of relief work. It was junior Courtney Brown who got the start. The Patriots knocked her out 7 batters into the first inning. Harney fouls that one off, strike 2. Four runs and 8 hits with 2 errors for Francis Marion. For Augusta, 3 runs on 2 hits with an error. Caldwell's strike 2 offering is outside. Catcher McCook glanced back at her catching counterpart, Chelsea Welty, over at first base. Looked like maybe for a split second was entertaining the thoughts of throwing, but instead just went back to the pitcher as Harney pops it up foul, and this is going to end up in the FMU dugout. Biles was coming over to try and grab it, but FMU reserve catcher Michaela Dennis was the closest one to it. Line drive off the pitcher's glove, Caldwell, and then over to Renfro at second. And she couldn't handle it cleanly, even if she had. I'm not sure if she would have gotten Jessica Harney at first base. It's a base hit for the senior first baseman. Once Caldwell got a piece of it, but it got past her, it was going to be a tough play, even if Renfro had initially handled it cleanly. Just took a lot of momentum off the ball when she got her glove to it. It's 9 hits now for FMU in this game. Second hit for Jessica Harney. She's at first. Welty at second. 1 out for Danielle Carrickson. Carrickson's been on twice, once on an error and once on a single, and she smokes this one out into deep left center field, making the catch just in front of the track. Is Gabriel for out number 2. A well-struck ball there by Carrickson. But Gabriel, playing deep, was able to get back to it for the second out. Another good swing that goes unrewarded for the red, white, and blue.
Number 9, Jamie Hardy.
With 2 outs, Jamie Harney now to the plate. And Jamie sends this one foul down the left field line for strike 1. 2-run double in the first, and then reached on a fielder's choice back in the third, so 1 for 2 in this game. For the day, 3 for 5, 3 runs scored, 2 runs batted in. Foul tip. That one got the mask of the catcher, or of the umpire rather, behind the plate. Chuck Heinbach. Strike 2 on Harney. Chelsea Welty at second. Jamie's sister Jessica over at first. Neither team has scored since the first, but FMU has threatened in every inning since. They left 2 on in the second, left them loaded in the third, 2 on here in the fourth. Throw back behind Welty at second and almost got Welty. The throw looked like it was just going back to the pitcher, and I think that's what Welty thought, and then all of a sudden realized that it was going all the way through to second base, and she just barely dove back in there safely. And Caldwell racks up another strikeout as she fans Jamie Harney to end the inning. 6 strikeouts now for the Augusta right-hander, as once again the Patriots threaten but are turned away. After 4, Francis Marion 4, Augusta 3 on the Patriot Sports Network. top of the order for Augusta in the fifth, Gabriel, Hunter, and Biles.
21, Savannah Gabriel.
Gabriel 0 for 2. Strikeout and a bouncer back to Hutchison. And the junior right-hander offers up a strike to begin this fifth inning. Patriots 9 outs defensively away from a sweep of Augusta and a firm hold on 7th place in the Peach Belt Conference standings heading into the weekend as a ground ball to Pollock is a easy play for the senior. Tyler Gabriel is now 0 for 3 in this one. 1 up and 1 down here in the top of the fifth. Next Patriot Sports Network broadcast comes your way Friday night, 6 o'clock. Game 1 of a 3-game Peach Belt Conference baseball series between FMU and Columbus State. Final 3-game PBC home series for FMU. Friday at 6, Saturday at 2, Sunday at 1. Pop up. Pollock ranges toward the bag at second, and on 1 pitch, Kelsey Hunter is the second out of the inning.
Up now for Augusta, number 8, Olivia Biles.
Baseball team winning 2 out of 3 over the weekend at the rival UNC Pembroke Braves, including a sweep of a doubleheader on Saturday. The ground ball just fouled at the first base side. That got FMU up to 6th in the conference standings. Columbus State, winner of the weekend, 7th at 9-9, FMU 13-11 on the baseball side. So an important series in terms of seeding for the upcoming Peach Belt Conference baseball tournament here in Florence this weekend. The softball team will be away. They'll be in Georgia, at Georgia Southwestern on Friday, and at Columbus State on Saturday. Tennis teams will also be playing those two opponents on the road. Strike 2 pitch to Biles. Ground ball sharply back up the middle, just past Hutchison, and into center field it goes. A 2-out single for Olivia Biles, who reaches for the second time. Walked back in the opening inning. 3 hits now for the Jaguars, and a 2-out base runner brings Addison Renfro to the plate. She came in the third inning to replace Meredith McClendon, the shortstop, who was injured. Had a collision at second base with Danielle Carrickson as Carrickson was sliding in, trying to beat out a force play. Renfro pinch ran in game 1, but did not get a chance to swing the bat. So this is her first at bat of the day. She is 3 for 45. This is her 27th game of the season. The freshman takes one in the dirt. Good block there by Welty to keep Biles over at first. Time called as Welty will hand deliver the ball out to Hutchison out in the circle. Hutchison is behind in the count here, 3-0 with Prescott, who's been the most dangerous Jaguar at the plate today. She has 2 hits here and an RBI in game number 2, and drove in 2 with a triple in game 1. That tied it up at 3 in the 5th inning of that game. So I'd like to face her leading off the 6th rather than with a couple of ducks on the pond here in the 5th in what is still a 1-run game. Hutchison delivers a strike. (3-1), fouled off to fill the count. So Biles will take off on the pitch here with a full count and 2 away. Line drive. It was caught by Hardy. She stepped on the base anyway just to make sure. And the inning is over. So the 2-out single by Biles is left stranded. And so we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. And the Patriots still up by a run on the Patriot Sports Network.